Hey guys, it's General Chicken, and today we're going to talk about controlling your WordPress site with AI and application passwords and agents and stuff like that. There's a lot of talk of controlling WordPress with MCP tools, which is very interesting and a great idea, and that's a great approach. But I do think it's a little overblown because all of the commercial LLMs like OpenAI and Grok and Gemini, well, they already know how to use WordPress out of the box. You just need to configure your agent correctly. So let's talk about how to do that today. So what kind of agents can you use to do this? Basically any agent. In this case, I'm using VS Code and a product called Rue. But you could use VS Code with, or any kind of IDE with Copilot, or there's a bunch of command line tools now. But the concept is basically the same. You give them instructions to how to access a WordPress site. In a lot of cases, that's called a mode. So in our case, we have the WordPress API agent and WordPress API expert, and then you have to give it your application passwords. Now, how do you get an application password? Well, it's pretty simple. You go to your WordPress site and you go to users. Where's users? Users. And then you find your account. And down here you'll see a new application password. So I'm going to revoke my old one. And here we'll go, just name it something. And then you'll get the password. There's usually spaces in it. You can remove the spaces if you want. I like to remove them because it's a little bit easier to see. Okay. So now I have my application password and the user configured correctly. I can close this and give it a command. So let's say, I want to know, create a new post called how to control your WordPress site with AI agents. And it should be able to, with that simple command, be able to do that. I actually wrote the article. I didn't tell it to write the article, but that's okay. What I should have done is told it to have lorem ipsum content as the content. So it actually wrote the article. Let's see what it did. Okay, so here is the article that it wrote. Not gonna, no, I'm not gonna take this article.
Okay.
In case you were wondering, that's my girlfriend talking to me for some reason in the background while I'm making a video. It's okay. Okay, so we want to edit this article now. Doesn't meet our standards for whatever reason. Okay, so I'm gonna first of all get the post ID is 27406. So I'm gonna start a new task, and I am going to create a post 27406, and let's get rid of this old one. And so here's what the command I'm going to give it. I'm going to tell it to please fetch the content of post 27406 and put it in to this file that I have open in my VS Code. And this will allow me to edit the content of the post. Okay, so it's going to now fetch the post from the WordPress site and bring it into my IDE. Let's watch it do that. Okay, so now we have the post being put into this Markdown document. And by the way, I like to work in Markdown because the AIs seem to just handle that better by default. Okay, so here is the sample post that it made. Let's write a new post. Okay, so how are we going to do that? I'm going to go to ChatGPT and use voice mode to create a post telling you the stuff that I know about the subject. Please create a post organizing the following thoughts into a content post. So the title of the post is How to Control a WordPress Site Using Application Passwords and an Artificial Intelligence Agent. That's the title. So the content of the post includes the following topics. A brief synopsis of WordPress application passwords, how they work, and how to create one. A brief synopsis of how to use a mode on an AI agent. And in that, we will explain that to control a WordPress site, you should give 3 examples of curls to use on the command line, and this will enable an agent to edit or do anything on a WordPress site using the built-in WordPress API. And you can enable this with any AI agent system by giving them instructions to use the WordPress API to affect changes that the user wants to make, and to use the credentials that are given. And then I like to provide, like I said, 3 examples of curls to the WordPress API so that the AI can see them, although most of them know WordPress pretty well. Prompting them with the example seems to make it work better. So please create a content post covering those topics for me. Now let's see how it goes. So that's the that's my voice input right here. And now it'll polish the idea. Let me read it real quick. That's good. That's also good. Also good. Giving control to an AI agent. Good. All right, I like this article. So I'm just going to copy this now. Copy the whole article. And bring it into my VS Code. And here's the old article here. Let's get rid of that. And smash that in there. So the first thing I'd like to do is clean it up a little bit. So we'll switch to code mode, which is in Rue is just basic editing ability. So please clean up this markdown document, format it clearly, and make it easier for humans to read. Okay, so now this is actually Sonnet from Anthropic, and I like to just throw a formatting command like that, just clean it up, because it will format Markdown properly when you do that. Okay, so that's much better. And now I'm going to put that onto the website. So let's start a new task and switch back to the WordPress API expert. And let's see, put this content as the content of post, what is it, 27406 on the website. And that should create a curl and it should execute onto the website. Looks like it's doing it. There we go. Think so. All right, task completed. So let's check the website, make sure it worked. And there it is. There's the post on the website. And you can edit it. I could edit it further if I wanted to from here. Okay, so that basically explains how to control your WordPress website with all you need is an application password and the basic instructions for your agent, and I'll put a link to that at the end of this video. All right, guys, good luck. See you soon.